A war has been happening in Battle World. A secret war. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. With the arrival of the Life Raft members, everything has gotten insane, and the end of Battle World is coming. What will happen to God Doom? You are joining us in the middle of a story of a world that ended, a story of a god named Doom and how he controls this world. In this world, some things will be familiar, but some things will feel wrong. This is because God Doom took pieces of the world you know and love and pieces of a world you didn't know existed, and he made a new world. A world of remnants, a battle world. But while this has been fine for the last 8 years, things have been placed into motion that will end his reign. Individuals that survived the end of the world, heroes and villains, have finally awoken and have started trying to figure out how they can stop Doom. One of the things they did was have Maximus the Mad pretend that he was a prophet and build an army to send to Doom's castle. He managed to get a series of people to follow him in a potential attempt to destroy Doom's castle, even getting Captain Marvel and the Sinister Army on their side. And they just launched their official attack. Things are going crazy. As Maximus the Mad's followers begin to fall, Captain Marvel betrays the Goblin Queen. Whether or not she's still good, completely bad, or just confused, we don't know. But then Apocalypse of Battleworld entered the fight against Sinister, followed by those in the Thor Corps who now know the truth about the false god Doom thanks to Thor informing them. And as everyone was just fighting at the steps of Doom's castle, Maestro of Battleworld enters the fray, throwing his army of Worldbreaker Hulks at everyone. It's an epic battle between people who follow God Doom, people who know the truth, and people who just want to fight. Over at Project 42, both Reed Richards of the main universe and the maker of the Ultimate Universe are trying to figure out a way to get rid of God Doom. Maker tells Reed to witness an orchestra that he has created, pure chaos in which everyone distracts everyone. He orchestrated the fight at the steps. Reed agrees that this is the perfect distraction to put their plan into action, and he turns to Star-Lord. Are you sure you can pilot the ship undetected, Star-Lord? Absolutely, probably. There's a decent chance. Reed then calls up Black Panther and Namor to let them know that it's time to begin their plans. Things are beginning. Black Panther steps up while wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, and he wishes Reed good luck. Namor and Black Panther are both standing in front of the shield, a mighty wall that separates the battle world. And Black Panther tells Namor to stay with the hidden weapons that they got from Doctor Strange's hidden base, and he slides down to the wall throwing explosives at it. Out pours the Marvel zombies, ready to munch on human flesh. They run at him, and as they go in to bite him, he orders them to kneel, which they oddly feel that they must do. He then offers them a second chance, a way to redeem themselves, a path of glory and honor. The zombies all debate which is better, eating meat or glory and honor, but oddly, they feel compelled to follow him. Then Namor shouts out from the hill, "Glory and honor!" And the zombies all reply, "Glory and honor!" Back on the battlefront, things are getting insane with death and destruction all over the place. But the bigger struggle is Star-Lord and Reed trying their best to fly in undetected, because as they grow closer, Star-Lord asks Reed, "Remember when I promised to get us here in one piece?" "Yeah." "Then you might want to hold on to something." Back in the battle itself, the Maestro calls out to Doom, "Can you see me from your castle, Doom?" But that's when behind him he gets a sense of something massive coming, and it's the Thing, smashing his way onto the battlefield to say hello as he destroys the Maestro's ship. Sue sees Ben Grimm as he is wrecking the battlefield, and she turns to her husband, God Doom. "What about Ben? What will you do, Victor?" But Valeria is the one that tells her mom not to worry. Ben Grimm is being handled, because Franklin Richards is riding his toy, the mighty Galactus, into battle. Back with Star-Lord, Reed, and the Maker, they manage to crash their ship into the side of the castle. So both Reeds head deep down inside, while Star-Lord guards the ship in this creepy-ass castle, as he puts it. The Thing and Galactus begin to slug it out as Sue calls out in shock that her son is on the battlefield, and in the actual battle itself. The Annihilation Horde has then arrived with Thanos riding atop, and all of the combatants are scared. The Annihilation Horde is one of the worst things possible in Battleworld. But as the battle between Galactus and Thing carries on, the Thing discovers that it is actually Franklin Richards on top of Galactus, the son of Doom and Sue. Ben realizes that this is Sue Storm's son, and he stops what he's doing to allow Franklin to punch his head off its shoulders. Sue can't believe what she just saw, and Val tells her it's like watching a movie or being in the theater, and then she turns to her mother. "Do you trust me?" "Yes." "Do you love me?" "Of course I do." "Then follow me." Down with Star-Lord, the Black Swan walks into the room to see what the explosion was, and she finds the ship and Star-Lord. She hits him into a nearby wall, and Star-Lord calls out, "My spleen! My spleen!" as he starts looking around the floor. You see, Star-Lord has been carrying a toothpick around since the start of our tale, and once he finds where he dropped it, he turns to the Black Swan. Okay, last chance. If you stop right there, I won't use this. Black Swan glares at him. Empty threats. Just remember, I told you, he says with a grin, and he places the toothpick into the base of the World Tree, the mighty tree that holds up Castle Doom. And it moves, and it grows hands, and it stands up. I am Groot! Back with Sue and Valeria, Val leads her mother down to the trapdoor, which leads to Owen Reese, and she finds both Reed and the Maker there. Reed turns to the woman that was his wife in a whole nother lifetime. Hello, Susan. Back on the battlefield, Doom himself has finally decided to join the battle as Thanos jumps off the bug that he rode into battle. Doom sees him and he offers him the role of a baron, and Thanos snickers. You offer me a gift? Me? You forget that I was once a god as well. The Infinity Gauntlet gave me that, but I did not use that power for mortal gains as you do. You are a weak god, a pretender. Doom looks at him. Do you have the Infinity Gauntlet now? I do not. Yet I remain. Thanos, the great tyrant, is still enough for you. So, Doom punches Thanos through the stomach and rips his skeleton out of his body. At that moment, one of the artifacts Strange was keeping that Namor and Black Panther took opens a doorway right in front of the battlefield, and out pours the Marvel Zombies horde, followed by Black Panther and the Infinity Gauntlet. Doom stands before Black Panther and Namor. This is your doing, isn't it, T'Challa? I helped a little, Namor says, standing with T'Challa. Black Panther raises the gauntlet to the sky, and he turns Doom into ice, followed by Namor shattering it with his trident. It can't be that easy. It won't be. Doom begins to melt and reform himself. That hurt. And he blasts the two of them with his power. Let us fight as gods. Meanwhile, back with Sue, Valeria, and Reed, Sue stops him. I know you. You were the ones on the hologram with Stephen Strange when he died. Of course you remember me from there. I had nothing to do with that, Sue. It was Doom. You mean God. I mean Victor, Sue. However well-intentioned his goals were, I intend to end this charade. My name is Reed Richards, and I am the one who fixes things. Then Reed and the Maker enter the creation of all, the White Hot Room! They walk down and Owen Reese, the Molecule Man, asks them if they brought him any food. Reed shakes his head at Owen. No, I don't have anything. And of course the creation of all would be the source of Doom's power. But the Maker turns to Reed and he traps him in a temporal bubble that begins to de-evolve Reed. He apologizes for this betrayal, but after seeing Reed get all weepy with his wife upstairs, he can't allow this type of weakness in a god. It's Molecule Man that then turns the tides in a hurry. Oh, but I can. And he frees Reed, and he turns the Maker into slices of himself, telling the Maker that he enjoys pizza. With Reed coughing as he changes back, Molecule Man steps up to him. Reed, you better get ready. He'll be here soon. Back at the battle, Doom is overcoming Black Panther even with the Infinity Gauntlet, but T'Challa is smiling through his bloodied mouth. We were just biding time, Doom. A look of panic comes across Doom's eyes as he teleports himself out of the battlefield, and he storms into the White Hot Room. Richards, you had to meddle, didn't you? What is your plan? How are you going to stop this? I wasn't. I came to convince Owen that there was another way. Another way? I saved millions! Owen saved millions! You couldn't save anyone but yourself! You couldn't even save your family! How dare you? Doom snaps his fingers, but nothing happens to Reed. What is this, Owen? Did you bring me anything to eat? No. Then that makes you two equals, doesn't it? Fair is fair, right? The battle we've all been waiting for begins. Reed Richards versus Doom! Reed begins to wrap up Doom easily because Doom has been omnipotent far too long. He has completely forgotten how to fight. You made yourself a god and the first thing you did was replace me? I offered salvation! You stole my family! You think you could have done better, don't you? Don't you, Reed? Doom screams at him as they struggle and fight! With Doom's power glowing in his face, Reed tells him defiantly, yes! And we both know it, don't we? Doom reels back at that realization. Yes, damn you! Now die! But Owen Reese has been listening this whole time. Well then, if you both agree. And with a boom, everything ends again. The blaring white of the end of all. As everything is ending around him, T'Challa pulls the time gem out of the gauntlet, allowing its user to control time. He holds it close, and he's teleported away from this place to Wakanda, where he gives his people the technology to become more advanced than anyone before them, to excel past the rest of the world, to ensure that they will not die this time. Then, it truly ends again. Battleworld, God, Doom, Sheriff Strange, all of it's over. But what is it replaced with this time? 8 months later, we are now on the prime Earth of the Marvel Universe. Owen appears before Miles Morales, thanking him for the burger that he brought him, and he tells him, I owe you one. Peter Parker walks onto the rooftop with Miles. Did you tell your mom what you're doing today? Studying with a friend. So not a total lie. Well, let's go beat up some bad guys, Spider-Man. Oh, hell yes. And both Peter and Miles swing into New York City. You see, Franklin Richards is a world builder. He has the ideas for entire universes, and this was his power long before the Battleworld even happened. Perhaps sometime I can tell you the story of how Franklin keeps the Marvel Universe young and how he wants it. But for now, Reed has the powers of a god, and Franklin is giving him the ideas to create worlds. Reed then takes a piece of the Molecule Man and he creates another world in the multiverse, based upon Franklin's ideas. They've created whole universes with a simple thought. Franklin then turns to his father, and Sue and Valeria run over. So we're not superheroes anymore, Dad? No, not superheroes for a while, just science. And I'm not Mr. Fantastic anymore, I'm only Dad. Franklin jumps down from the rock that they're all standing on. Gotta go play now. And Reed holds his head down as he realizes Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm aren't with them. But Sue explains their stories aren't done yet. But Reed, he has decided to let go of everything. Anger, fear, and grudges. And to show that he's done this, he sent Doom home and fixed his face. Because everything gets to live. Everything lives. And that is the end to the Secret Wars epic. It was a soft reboot of the Marvel Universe with a lot of things being brought together to bring you the brand new Marvel Universe with brand new #1. Some stories continued, some stories started over, but we are trying to help you get caught up on this entire universe. So make sure you stick around for every Wednesday for a little while we bring you the first story arcs in the Marvel Universe. Hope you guys enjoyed this epic, and if you did, give this video a like and we'll try to be more on top of bringing you the stories quicker. I'm Benny the Comicstorian, and I'll see you next time.